Hi guys, welcome to Couponing. This is Flint Rose. Today is July 14th, 2013. And today I'm coming to you because I'd like to just speak with you for a few minutes about what is happening in the nation. And I know a lot of you I know a lot of you have probably heard about Travon Martin in the George Zimmerman case. Well, last night we got the verdict in about whether George Zimmerman was guilty or not guilty. And look in the paper today, what do you see? Look at my other New York paper, what do you see? He was not guilty, found not guilty by a juror, supposedly of his peers. Well, I don't know about that so much, but today what I'm doing is I'm here with two of my granddaughters. You know, I've always told you in the past that I always talk about my grandchildren. I told you I had 16 grandchildren. Well, I have 5 granddaughters. Well, 2 of my granddaughters are, well, actually 4 of my granddaughters are here now, but 2 of them are here because we would like to discuss among us some of their feelings and some of the feelings that you may even have about the George Zimmerman and Travon Martin case, because they are teenagers just like this young man. And as I have always said, I have 11 grandsons. And if something like this happened to either one of my grandsons, I would be overwhelmed with grief. So I know that Travon Martin's parents are overwhelmed right about now, so I'd like to wish them my deepest and most sincerest condolences for the loss of their child. But today, right now, just for a few minutes, I'm going to take my granddaughters. I have Cassandra here with me, and I have Destiny here with me, and we're going to discuss just for a little while some of their feelings about what they think is, just talk about the scenario just a little bit, just so that you can hear, I'm sure, some of the things that you guys may want to say yourselves. Okay, so here's Cassandra, my oldest granddaughter. She's 18, and here's Destiny. My next granddaughter, she's 17. She'll be 18 this year. Okay, and we're just going to discuss just a little something about this. Girls, how do you feel about what has happened? Last night, we were all in a room. We were doing our nails, doing girly things, and enjoying ourselves, and my sister called and said, Sandra, did you see what happened? Did you hear what happened? And we turned on the TV and we just heard it. How did you feel when you saw that? Either one of you.
I wasn't surprised, but I was very disappointed. I thought that he would have gotten at least probation, counseling classes, something. And he didn't get anything. So that was very heartbreaking.
Do you feel like, I know you're expressing that you didn't feel like it was the right decision. Do you feel like this was the right decision to be made?
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad that it took a whole year for this whole case and trial to go on, and with all the evidence, he's still found not guilty. That's what's really heartbreaking to me, honestly, is that you could find all the evidence, clear-cut evidence that's right there in front of you, and he's still in front of a panel of his peers is considered not guilty for the crimes committed. So that's very upsetting as well.
Exactly, and they said that he was defending himself, but I don't understand, what did Travon do for him to try to defend
What
himself?
does a grown man have to defend himself from a 14? How old's the boy?
But he said he was on I think it was it 15, 16?
He said
he
yeah.
was. But it was a neighborhood watch. You know how you have it in these communities, and you have someone that's watching. Well, you have a committee of people that's supposed to be on the watch. Well, this is what George Zimmerman was doing. He was supposedly policing the neighborhood.
Earlier trials stated that he was self-appointed, like he gave himself that job.
And not only that, but to be surveilling the neighborhood with a weapon.
Like,
who does that?
That's breaking the... I feel like George Zimmerman has broken so many laws, and yet still he's not
and
locked
got away
up.
with
He's
all
not
of
in
it.
jail.
Got away with all of it.
Got away with everything. Since when are
That's
you allowed to walk
ridiculous.
around with a firearm?
Exactly.
Ridiculous. Like, who just happens to have a gun to defend themselves?
And then, you look at it and you see Travon Martin, and you say, well, the boy had on a hood and he was walking through the neighborhood. But when did that become a crime?
Exactly.
Is that a crime?
No.
So, but one of the things that a lot of times young people don't look at, and this is coming from my perspective, is that sometimes the way you dress as a teenager, it intimidates people because maybe at some point or another someone has mugged somebody and gotten them, and they had a hoodie on their head or something like that, and that caused them to be afraid when they see somebody coming down the street with a hood on.
But I feel like, honestly, if it was such a wonderful neighborhood that he was living in, like George Zimmerman stated, when were those crimes ever committed for you to even think that this young boy would be doing that?
Mm-hmm.
If this is such a great neighborhood that you live in,
what makes
why would you be convinced that he did that?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when the racial thing came into play.
Yeah, it's a lot to be said about it,
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely a lot to be said about it, and it's just a terrible thing to kill someone. And we know that there's a lot of crimes being committed.
Mm-hmm. No crime should go unnoticed. All of them are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's sad that this one brought so much media attention, national scale attention, and still justice was not served.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's heartbreaking to most people.
And I can only imagine how Stanley feels right now.
Mm-hmm. Imagine you're not going to get to see your brother anymore. But you know what? I think that in this particular case, and I hope that it does serve notice to everybody in the world, because there were so many people outside of the courthouse protesting. They had signs, and it was not just black people. They were white, they were Hispanic people there protesting. And I hope that this boy's death is not a death that is in vain. I hope that it causes males and females, mothers and fathers to come together to begin to raise your children, to teach your children good values, and to teach them how to be successful and how not to walk around in any way negative, intimidating people and stuff like that. So I know my heart is heavy.
Yeah, my heart is very heavy for the family. I know I have 8 brothers. One is just turned 17. He slouches his pants a little bit. But all in all, you can see that he's a nice. He's 17. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wow. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he slouches his pants. Caleb, my other brother Caleb, who's 16, slouches his pants a little bit. But you can see in their faces when you talk to them that they are wonderful young men. So that's what's heartbreaking.
And it's just that
Trayvon was probably well raised.
Person?
Yeah, he was probably well raised, very sweet and kind to adults, but he was still judged off of his appearance.
Exactly, and that's important. That's a very important thing that you said, Cassandra, because people do judge you by your appearance. Yeah, definitely, by how you look,
how you present yourself to others.
And in a lot of cases, you don't even get an opportunity to present yourself.
You have that 30 seconds. They're going to look you up and down.
And then they formulate an opinion about you. So, but that's sad, but that's the world that we live in. So, all in all, I don't want to make this video so long, but I just want to express to you some of how my family feels about what has happened today with the Travon Martin and George Zimmerman case. It's like you just do your shoulders like, I don't know, you just don't know. But there are some things that you can do about it.
You can learn from it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm just getting ready to say, that what you can do, there's nothing you can do about his death. You're right with that, Destiny. There's nothing you can do about his death, but there are things that you can do. And so my challenge right now is going to be to every parent that may be listening to me, teach your children how to be responsible adults. Teach them to think before they act and get involved with their lives. Don't be a parent that's on the outside letting your child do whatever they want to do. But you be the parent that is there and that is having a voice in their lives. And they'll turn out like my granddaughters are turning out. Look at it. They're beautiful girls. I always talk about them. They're beautiful girls. And I know it. Okay. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. Okay. Thank you for watching. This is Flint Rose, signing out with my granddaughters. Have a blessed day.